Ainur, you definitely should try this. So delicious.
Oh, thank you very much. But isn't it that gent we prepared for our guest today?
No, I kept that one specifically for your ceremony.
All right, because we will probably need some more sweets that will go well with a good cup of tea. And our guest today knows exactly how to serve it properly. So let us introduce to the ambassador of the United Kingdom to Kazakhstan, Kathy Leach.
This is Talk and Cook Show. Let's get started.
Hello.
Hi, Mrs. Leach.
Nice to see you.
Welcome to the studio.
How are you doing? Thank you. I'm very good, thank you.
Welcome to our kitchen. This is how it looks inside. We have some ingredients over here, and please tell us more about what we are going to cook today.
So the UK is very famous for pies. So today I'm going to make a steak and mushroom pie. There are lots
steak and mushroom.
Steak and mushroom.
Wow.
There are lots of different types of pie. Chicken and mushroom, steak and kidney, but steak and mushroom is I think something everybody, the ingredients everyone can get hold of.
Okay, good. So let us start.
Wonderful.
So, yes.
So we're going to start by making the base for the pie. So that means first of all frying an onion.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can help you, by the way. Yes.
Yes. So I need a sharp knife.
Sharp knife. Mm-hmm. So we have 6 types of knives here.
So maybe a kind of medium.
No, oh, that's too big.
No, that's too big. Yes.
So
it's for bread.
Knife.
For bread.
Let's go for maybe one of those. Yeah, that one looks okay.
Good.
So let's be careful with.
Yes, it's
sure,
very sharp.
it's very sharp.
Yes. So I'm going to just cut off the ends. Now, my chopping skills are not amazing and fantastic. I'm sure you've had guests who are much better at chopping.
But you're doing pretty well.
And you may also ask us for help.
Okay. Well, perhaps one of you could start cubing the meat.
Yes,
Would you like
Lambrian.
to do that?
Yes.
That looks like maybe a job for a man.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll
Chop up the meat.
I love
Meat
chopping.
and Lambrian. Yeah.
So what we want is the meat chopped up into maybe cubes about.
Do you need one?
I don't know, maybe about that big. So not really large, but nice sort of juicy chunks for the pie, because it's important in this pie that the meat is very soft.
Yes.
So still you have nice chunks of meat, but it's soft and delicious. So yes, that's the right knife for that.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Perfect.
Just
exactly.
So maybe,
be careful with.
So I might halve that one. Make that half.
To make cubes, yes?
That's it, to make cubes, exactly.
To make cubes, right.
Exactly. Right.
Good sizes.
That's right. So
you say that, yes, and me, what should I do?
So perhaps if you could prepare for the next stage, we could whisk the eggs, because we'll need those in a minute when we're going to make the pastry for the pie. So basically a pie is made of 2 parts. It's made of the tasty filling, and this filling would normally take a little bit of time to cook, but we'll show you how to start it off.
Yeah.
And then you make the crispy pastry, which goes on the top of the pie.
This is the most, I think.
Yes, that's the most
hardest part.
The hardest part, but
to
the part that
pastry.
makes it really delicious. So now we need to fry the onions.
Should I open it up?
Yes. So
Okay.
yes, if you break open the eggs and whisk them up. But I think, should we find a
Pan, yes.
frying pan?
Can I have a knife,
Keith,
please?
do we have to need all of this meat or?
All of the meat. So we need enough to fill the pie dish. So yeah, maybe
No, she'll
about
eat today.
half of that.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Can
Okay,
you pass
so then
the knife to me, please?
yes.
Yes.
Is that-
something like
is that
this
okay?
here. Yeah, I think so.
And then this is oil. All right, so yes, so we need to start off by frying the onion until it's soft. We'll need, I think, some kind of, there we are. But actually, I think I've noticed there's a similarity between what I would call like UK stews, like the base for a pie, and some Kazakh dishes as well. So the kurdak, the Kazakh dish.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Duck, which is again a really nice, rich, meaty
kind of
stew.
That's very soft,
you've
delicious
mentioned.
one.
No, exactly. So I think again, there are similarities in how we cook some of these dishes.
That's a very interesting notion.
And I love the smell of frying onions. I think it's
Yes,
just
it's delicious.
it's the start of everything. I think a good savoury base.
So you've already mentioned the similarities between British and Kazakh kitchens, cuisines. So, but have you introduced yourself to our kitchen? So do you like it? Maybe some dishes specifically that you like the most?
Yes, no,
why?
So I like everything I've tried. Of course, beshparmak is the famous dish, and I've had beshparmak a lot. Yeah,
We are all lovers of beshparmak.
Yes.
Here in this country.
Yeah.
Are the British meat lovers?
We're meat lovers. Actually, in Britain, we don't eat horse meat, but we eat every other sort of meat. And I've really enjoyed beshparmak in Kazakhstan.
Oh, you enjoyed it,
I
right?
really enjoyed it, yes. But then I really enjoy all the fermented drinks as well, so hummus. And I tried shubat for the first time the other day, and I really liked that too.
So what we're doing now?
So now what we need to do is to toss the meat in a little bit of flour.
Okay.
And so I think maybe just a sort of a couple of pinches of flour.
Do you want me to do that?
Do you want to do that?
I will.
And let's add as well a good pinch of salt and pepper to the meat. Yes, so we're covering the meat and mixing up the meat with lots of salt, pepper, and a few
Just tell me
handfuls of
which
flour.
enough.
Yeah, that's maybe enough for now. I like pepper a lot. So I like a lot of seasoning.
And we can feel now the smell of fried onions.
Yes. I'm going to add a little bit more oil. There we are. Because what we want is for the onions to be a little bit brown, not burnt, but a little bit brown, so they add that really nice flavour to the dish. That's right.
Okay,
so
now I'm gonna just
take a couple of handfuls of flour.
Okay.
Yes,
Sprinkle it on.
can do
another couple.
Perfect.
That's right. Perfect. And then mix it
This
up.
is first time when I use that.
Yeah. So what this does,
Mix it.
it then helps to create a really good thick gravy, a good sauce. Right. But
I think meat is ready to cook.
Is that right? Okay, brilliant. And I think the onion is soft and a little bit brown. So the onion is ready. Okay, so now we can put the meat in.
Look at that.
Yes, you did it.
Well done, very
Well
good.
done.
Very good. Right, let's put the meat in. And I'm going to turn the heat up a bit more, because what we want now is to very quickly cook the outside of the beef, seal the outside of the beef. So
Okay, let us do it.
Ta-da!
Yep, in you go.
All right. Slowly.
Okay.
Perfect.
Very soft.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Okay. And so this is an example. The pie is an example of slow cooking, where you're cooking it all quite slowly, so the beef or the meat becomes very tender.
Yeah.
So other types of cooking, steak or other things, you would cook very fast. But this type of cooking, we're cooking it slowly.
And how much time we need for doing this?
So here you would just fry it until all the pieces look a little bit brown, but not cooked all the way through, because then what we're going to do is add what we would call stock. It's like bouillon, essentially. It's water with a good flavour. And you can use a stock cube. You can use the powdered stock, or you can make your own stock by boiling up bones and meat. But as the professional chefs would do, it depends how much time you have. Right, but I think what I'm going to do now is, at this point we will add the stock, because I think we've got enough of a brown colour on the meat. So,
Is it broth?
so this is like broth. Yes, yes. So broth for us, we'd say broth if we're drinking it like soup. But if we're putting it in cooking, we'd call it stock.
Yeah. It's only for cooking purposes.
That's right. Yes.
So while we're cooking this food, I'm just gonna ask you. It's like 2 years, right?
That I've been here. Yes.
Working
Yes.
in the embassy in Kazakhstan. So, what exactly you find remarkable working?
About Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
So, well, there are lots of things. Where shall I start? I think the first thing is just how extraordinary a country it is geographically. The 9th largest country in the world, one of the least densely populated countries in the world, a country with so many riches below the ground, not just oil and gas, but copper, gold, silver, critical minerals, everything. 99.9% of the periodic table. So
I know we're a coal country.
well, not just coal. So everything.
Minus 30 we have the weather for today.
And then because you're such an enormous country, a continent-sized country, again, the contrast between the kind of landscape and climate of the north and the landscape and climate of the south, from Almaty through to, I was in actually Petropavel this week. When it was minus 31, minus 31
It's
in
so
Petropavel.
refreshing, you know.
Really
Where were
beautiful in Petropavel.
Petropavel.
Yes.
North Kazakhstan.
The northern part.
The most northern part.
The most northern part of Kazakhstan. So no, it's and in fact in September I was in Aktobe to open. Exactly. Heriot-Watt, which is one of our oldest Scottish universities. Is it based in Glasgow?
Scottish, yeah.
It's based in Glasgow.
Yes, exactly.
Your topic.
Yes, exactly. Based in Glasgow. So they have opened a new dual degree program in 3 subjects.
No, that's amazing.
It's
I
really
think
wonderful.
an amazing opportunity for our students to study here and also to go and to study and explore the education system of the United Kingdom.
Exactly, and I think it's a great, because of course it's wonderful when students come to the UK, and we have so many Bolshak students studying for their master's programs in the UK. It's about, I think, 300 a year, but not everybody can get a scholarship, not everyone can come to the UK to study, so it's great, I think, to bring British and other universities here to Kazakhstan and open up more opportunities for more of the kids.
That's a really good idea, and I think education in general is one of the main, sides of our partnership with the United Kingdom.
It is. It's a really important pillar
of our partnerships, right?
No,
but what other aspects? What other prospects for partnership?
Other things we do. Right, I will tell you. I'm just going to put a lid on this.
Yes, of course.
I can take. Because what we're doing now, I'm going to turn it down a little bit, and we're just going to let it simmer for a little while. We'll make the pastry in a minute.
Right.
While that's cooking. Traditionally, we've been very involved in the oil and gas sector. So Shell, the British-Dutch company, was one of the founding partners in 2 of the 3 big oil and gas projects in Kazakhstan over the last 30 years. But now, because the most important thing now is for us to help move towards a green transition. Now what we're looking at is new technology and green technology. So that's the area that we want to really focus on now. And included in that are all the what we call critical minerals that you need for batteries, for electric cars, for example. You need lithium and cobalt and all these sorts of things. So and Kazakhstan has this amazing natural wealth under the ground. So I think that's the next really exciting stage, to work in partnership with Kazakhstan to look at how to find new deposits, to build new 21st century mines that benefit communities, that benefit Kazakhstan, that add supply to the world economy. That's what we're trying to do.
Can you say that our bilateral relations been strengthening now? We have recent visit of Minister of State at the Department for Business and Trade, and also we had earlier this year we also had a visit of UK Foreign Secretary.
Yes, so that was very exciting.
That was exciting, and I think that gives us a feeling of that our partnership will be strengthening in upcoming future. Do you share this?
No, I really do. I mean, I think actually when you look back over the last 30 years, there's been a really kind of strong partnership, a really strong base. But the last sort of 5-6 years have been difficult for everybody. I think post-financial crisis for many countries.
Pandemic as well.
And then we had the pandemic. So I think there have been lots of reasons why it's been countries have started to become a little bit more insular. And now I think this is a really important moment for to remember some of those roots that we built.
Yes.
And no, I feel really enthusiastic about the future. And the visit of the Foreign Secretary in March was fantastic. He personally was so keen to come to Kazakhstan.
Oh, really?
He had read books about Central Asia and about nomadic culture.
Yes.
And was personally really interested. So one of the things we did in the visit, you may have seen the photographs.
Right. In Japan.
He had a cultural experience. Yes, and he loved
very
that.
Very popular photos.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
There's a famous one of him with an eagle on his arm. Yeah, but I think he had a real genuine personal interest in understanding Kazakh history, Kazakh nomadic culture, as well as understanding the amazing modern the modern country that Kazakhstan has built over the last 30 years. So that was a great visit. So I think the meat is cooking nicely. So I think now what we'll do is make the pastry. And so let me show you how we do that.
Yes, please.
So the basic principle of pastry is you will rub butter into flour. Okay, so we're cutting this into little pieces.
Cubes, right?
That's it, into little cubes.
I feel the smell.
Yeah, because the smell, the flavour is starting to develop now, isn't it?
Yes,
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes, and that's why you have to cook it for quite a long time on a gentle heat, so not too hot. But we'll because at the moment we just want the meat to be really tender, really soft and delicious.
And we need this butter for pastry, right?
Yes, so we put the butter into the flour.
Okay.
And then this is the fun part. So then what you're doing is, we call it rubbing in. Rubbing in. So you're mixing, you're basically turning the butter into little pieces, which is mixed up with the flour.
This is fantastic.
So
I've never seen
Have
that.
you never seen this?
No.
So this is how you make, so any kind of pastry. I mean, often you can do it in the food processor, so that's quicker.
Yeah.
But it's not as much fun.
Yes.
So
It's kind of a making out.
exactly, it's like doing something with your hands properly. Yes.
It sounds like very simple recipes, but when you do it actually with your hands, it's like...
Would you try that, Ainur, in home?
Yeah, I want.
But you can do it in the food processor.
I usually don't... I'm
don't
not
have the
usually
recipe.
involved in, in cooking, really, because...
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm
Usually I
kind
have
of,
to do this
working so much, but yes,
maybe
it looks
50
very...
times to be a professional for that.
I don't think so.
The hardest thing, we have to be sure that we don't have chunks here.
That's right, yes. So what I'm doing now is trying to just find all the big chunks of butter and make sure that I've really rubbed them in. So I think we're almost there. You can see it's looking like breadcrumbs, isn't it? It's looking really kind of nice and crumbly. Right, so I think that is ready. I think we've now done that enough. So now what I'm going to do is add a little bit of water. And this is the scary part, because we don't want to add too much.
So we have water here.
Yes. So I'm just going to add a bit to begin with. Because what you want is to add enough water to sort of make it come together. Oh, and actually the other thing we're going to do is add in the eggs.
Yes.
So could you just whisk up with you could use a knife. You could use that knife actually just to whisk together the eggs.
I will use the fork, okay?
Or use a fork, yeah.
So, and we will add that egg
And we're going to add the egg to this, yes, which you don't have to add egg to pastry, but it makes it richer, I guess. So...
Am I doing right?
So yes, okay,
Yeah.
all right. So let's add the egg.
Yes, can you do this?
Yes.
All of this, right?
I think so. There we are, that's fine, great, okay.
Brian?
Sure.
Put it into the...
Okay, so now we're kind of bringing it together.
Okay.
And then we may need to add a little bit more water to bring it together. Right, so actually what I'll need now is we'll need to put a bit of flour onto the work surface so I can kind of bring this together.
Oh, Kathy, we have the bigger one.
That would be easier. That would be easier at this
Let's
point.
do it.
Yes, let's put it into the bigger one.
Sure.
Fantastic. Oh, that's better.
I think so.
Thank you.
Here
And
we
color
have
is better.
Extra flour.
Fantastic. So it's almost come together. I think I just need a tiny bit more water. A tiny bit more water. But you can see it's sort of starting to clump together into
Yes, turning
into a pastry.
Right.
Exactly.
So this is your first time in Kazakhstan.
Yes,
From the moment you started your.
Yeah, so I hadn't been to Central Asia before, but I have worked in the region before, and I was ambassador in Armenia 10 years ago.
So you were in Japan, you were in Armenia.
That's right, and 20 years ago I was in
And I
Moscow.
think you didn't waste your time. You studied languages.
That's right. Well, I did languages at university, and I'm one of those rare people in the UK that likes learning languages. You know, we're very fortunate. So many people around the world learn English, and unfortunately that means that sometimes we're a bit lazy in the UK about learning foreign languages. But for some reason, I've always really loved learning foreign languages. So
You speak Russian, yes?
I speak Russian, I speak French. I've learnt, but I would find it difficult to speak now, Japanese and Armenian, and I'm learning Kazakh. So
You're learning it.
I'm learning
Yeah.
Kazakh. It's very easy to learn languages. It's very easy to forget them if you don't practice them.
Yes.
So practice is really the key thing. Now, what we need to do now is just let this cool down for a little bit. So this is looking good. As you can see, it's kind of the gravy, the sauce is developing. It's getting kind of nice
And water is
dark.
saved.
Yes, and so now I think what we'll do is we'll keep the lid off because we now want it to get even a little bit thicker. And normally you would cook it for about 45 minutes with the lid on to get it really soft.
Yeah.
And then take the lid off and again let it reduce a bit more so the sauce becomes thicker for about 20 minutes, half an hour. So that's the normal way you do it to make sure that the meat is soft and there's a really good flavour and the sauce is nice and thick. But today I think what we'll do now is we'll take the mushrooms, and again you can add any kind of mushroom that you like. You can also add herbs if you like herbs. So I always think thyme, rosemary, those sorts of herbs go really well. Bay leaf, that's another thing you can add.
Yes, it gives an extra fragrance, right?
Exactly. So in my view, I love herbs, so I would always add a lot of different flavourings. This is the sort of the classic recipe where
A lot of meat.
yes, exactly.
So here we have our pastry.
Right, and it's cooled down
It's
a little
cooled
bit.
down a little bit, right?
It's had a rest. We call it resting the pastry. So now what we're going to do is put the could I ask you to put this into the casserole dish. Let's turn this off. And then what we'll do, again, if you can sprinkle a bit of flour, and we'll need a rolling pin.
Yes, we have.
We have a rolling pin over here.
Maybe another one, right? Okay. I'm trying to feel a mushroom smell,
Perfect.
but meat is over.
Great. So,
Yeah. Now, what do you think about our pastry?
it's looking okay. Yeah.
Is it doing okay? Right?
It's doing okay.
Right.
It's rolling out nicely. Right.
Wow.
So there we are. So we have quite a lot of pastry. Enough, I think, to put it on the bottom. But as I say, I prefer just to put the pastry on the top, so it's really nice and crispy. Okay. And so then this is the scary part. Let's see if I'm going to get this right.
Okay, here's the methods.
So it doesn't break when you pick it up, and then...
Okay.
I've got a bit of a hole there, which I will patch up.
Yeah, so you cover
There we
it
are.
like, yeah.
Oops. There we are. So then I need a knife. Yeah, okay. Fantastic,
So,
thank you. And so then we cut off the pastry around the edge like this. So this isn't the most beautiful I've ever done it. You could do some nice patterns around the edge as well if you want.
It's like a signature of chef.
Yes, exactly, exactly. If you want to be artistic, you could do some leaves in the middle.
Yeah. We talked about creativity.
Exactly, exactly. So now it's ready to put in the oven.
Okay.
So...
Okay, so how much
Wonderful.
time now?
So I think it's about 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Because basically you need the pastry to be nice and crispy and golden brown. Mm-hmm. So you need to judge it a little by the colour of the pastry.
While our pie is in oven, I'm going to introduce you to some interesting facts about Great Britain. The British favorite drink is tea. It's consumed more than most cultures in the world, even more than the Japanese. The exact number is unknown, but to give you an idea, then it can be up to 165 million cups of tea per day. 1/3 of the population drinks 2 or 3 cups of tea daily. When you travel around the UK, then you can notice the accents changing about every 40 kilometers. To be honest, then a single British accent simply does not exist, but you can have an English, Scottish, Welsh or Irish accent, although they have several subtypes. London is one of the most ethnically diverse cities in the world. More than 1/3 of the population is born outside of the UK, and over 300 languages are spoken in London.
So now it's time to take the pie out of the oven. So oven gloves, very important.
Yes,
Don't want
not
to get
be burnt.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't want to get burnt.
Okay.
Right. Oh, there we are.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
Looks browny.
So exactly. So this is exactly the kind of lovely crust you want on your pastry. So lovely and brown and crispy. That looks absolutely perfect.
We made it together.
We made it.
We-
And it's a wonderful thing. It makes everyone feel good when they see a pie like that.
Yes, we can be proud of ourselves
We can.
for today. And now I'm inviting you to our next room to taste this wonderful pie. What do you
Fantastic.
think?
Thank
yes,
you. With
let's
pleasure.
go.
With a cup of tea.
With a cup of tea, for sure. Let's go. Katie, thank you very much for sharing your recipe with us today and showing us how to cook this wonderful pie. So I think now it's time to taste it.
Yes, it's an exciting moment.
Exciting moment. Who will serve it? And
Well, we're waiting for, I think, for a few minutes to get this amazing
yes,
thing.
Lambrian,
Yeah.
you will
So
do
yes.
it.
I can't wait to cut it.
Yes.
Chicken.
Okay.
Serve us. Oh, I love the pastry.
Yeah, a little bit smashed it, but I think
Right.
Yes,
Okay. So then shall we use I think maybe this
one?
or maybe this one, I think, because
This one?
to take a section with some. There we are. That's it.
I love your idea.
That's the best idea. Thank you. Perfect.
Okay.
Wonderful. And I was talking before about how you can do a pie in two ways. You can do a pie with pastry also at the bottom, or you can do a pie just with pastry on the top.
Yes, just to cover it, right?
Yes, but when you have quite a sort of moist filling like this, I prefer it when the pastry is on the top, and then it stays crispy. And I think that's the tastiest.
Okay.
Right, so bon appetit, as we say.
Bon appetit, as we say it in
Enjoy
French.
We say it in French for some reason, in English. The pastry is really nice.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
And is the meat soft? The meat is soft.
So you said this is the most popular British pie.
So I think steak and kidney pie in the UK is probably the most popular, but steak and mushroom probably second.
The second one, yeah. And while we're drinking tea, I think it's always a time to present you a little Kazakh dessert
Oh, that sounds
Yes.
exciting.
I just want to add some sweetness.
to our table. Right, exactly.
So this beautiful cake.
Wow.
Yes, and it's not ordinary. It has this one peculiarity about
It's
it.
made from homemade cheese,
Homemade cheese.
cream. Yeah, homemade cheese, I think that is the remarkable one for Kazakh people. That's why we kindly offer it to you.
Oh wow, thank you.
Enjoy that.
That looks wonderful.
Sure.
Thank you. And it looks like there's a kind of, is there a pastry as well?
Yes,
a
it's
kind
pastry.
The name of it is Tokbasar.
Togbasar.
Tokbasar, yeah.
It's a Kazakh name for this dessert.
It looks,
What do you think about it?
oh, I like it. I like it very much. I've never had this before. It's really delicious.
It is homemade cheese. That is what is special about it.
And did you have a favourite British dish when you were studying in the UK?
Favorite British dish? I studied in Scotland, and I think Scotland is famous for a dish made out of fish. So I think the most popular we had as students was fish and chips. It was just everywhere.
Everyone loves fish and chips.
Fish and chips. It's so simple, and also it's like, yes, it tastes good and it goes well with all kind of drinks, you know.
Yes.
So that was number one for me.
Yes.
And being a Kazakh student and being like a little homesick, you know, it's like missing our country. We tried to make our national dish over there and introduce it to the Scottish and British students. We did like beshbarmak parties.
Oh, fantastic.
That was famous beshbarmak parties. Yes, and we invited guests to our home and we introduced our cuisine, and yes, people loved it because I think the meat is the core of our dish, and British and Scottish people also love a lot like dish involving meat as well. So that was, yes, very interesting experience indeed.
I can imagine it was popular.
Yeah, it was.
I think there are many communities. That is surprise.
Oh, there's another surprise.
Another surprise.
Another surprise from Tuck and Cook. Brand new show. You see the name of it on the pocket. And the most surprising thing is this sweet
Oh, wow.
chunks of chocolates. So just seasoned with, you know, some nuts,
And
seeds.
is it chocolate inside or is it gent?
Gent inside, yes, but it's covered with chocolate.
It's covered by chocolate,
yes.
yes, but it's gent, right?
Yes.
You know about that?
I know about gent,
Yeah, you tasted it.
Yes. I really like gent.
So please enjoy and take it with you.
Thank you
It's
very much.
a little gift from our program.
Yes, I think this is the most beautiful gent chocolates that I've been given in Kazakhstan. So
Yes.
I really look forward to eating those.
Exactly.
Yeah, fantastic.
And
Thank you very
inspiring.
much. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very much again
Thank
for
you.
being with us today, for sharing your time, for sharing your recipes, and for sharing your interesting thoughts and ideas about Kazakhstan, about the United Kingdom. So we're very pleased and we were very glad to have you with us today.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing what the other ambassadors are going to cook as well.
Yes, exactly. And that's it for today. Stay tuned and watch more episodes of Talk and Cook on Silkway TV channel.